Okay, so we're going to be making CO2 Dragsters this week. So what all do you have to do? Well, first off, we need to talk about the specifications for the Dragsters, how this is all going to work for our uh, race that we're going to be doing next week. First off, you're going to be getting a 9.5 inch long, 1.5 inch wide, 2.5 inch tall block of wood for your car. And you're only going to get one. So what we're doing today is we're going to start to plan well for making this car. This is an example right here. This is, I don't have the black wood in front of me, okay, but like this is a cutout of one, okay, so it's going to be this long, this tall, and this wide, okay. You're only going to get one, just one. This is where we're planning. Okay, you're going to be given the wheels, the axles, and the eye screws. Okay, this car has them on here. Okay, you got the skinnier wheels in the front. You got an axle to hold it in there. You got the back wheels that are flat or bigger, like a actual dragster would be. And then you have these eye screws. The reason why we're doing this is because the CO2 is literally an explosion going down the track. This is going to keep it on a wire to go from start to finish. You'll be able to choose from a few colors to paint your car here at school. Otherwise, you can decorate it at home. So you can start thinking about decorations. I guess that goes with your design a little bit. But I'll have black, white, blue and yellow, school colors. And then pretty much all the other primary and secondary colors. So red, orange, green, purple. I think that's it. So there's 8 different colors. If you want different other colors, you're more than welcome to bring some, I guess, or take it home and paint and do that. We'll just be doing spray painting. We'll have a couple days to decorate them next week. There may not be any holes through the body that you can see the CO2 cartridge once inserted. Yes, there will be one in the back. So this is a good car for that example here. The CO2 cartridge. Pull one out right here. This is a used one. Okay, this is basically a little metal balloon. Okay, but unlike a balloon where it's not that big a deal when it pops, this one it shoots over kind of like a firecracker, but in one direction, like a little rocket. Not that much power, but you can see what I'm saying. So it goes into the back of your CO2 car, and we're basically gonna pop the balloon, and it's gonna go down the track. That can cause some danger. Okay, if this wood is not intact, it could potentially break and potentially hurt people. So my basic rule, as long as the only place you can see the cartridge is flat out the back, we're good. We can fix it if you cut in, but don't do that. Plan on it. Okay, I'll show you later on the plans. The axle hole must be drilled 1/4 inch plus or minus a 1/16 of an inch from the given bottom of the car blank. So you can definitely see this on here. Okay, 1/4 of an inch from the bottom. This isn't a choice. Again, the way that this works, it goes into a starter. Okay, and the starter, it has a needle that's going to puncture into the back of the cartridge. It needs to sit right where it's at for that to work. Okay, so for that to happen, the axles need to be from right at the bottom. You can, just like on this car right here, you can cut away and make it look like it's not quite at the bottom, but you're not changing the bottom. Okay, so I got some plans. You're gonna have the axle line has to be on. You can move it back and forth as much as you want. Okay. The axles must be 3 inches apart from one another. So this is a safety thing. If you get it too much short, it can get erratic there. So this one, this is like 7 inches. Most people don't have a problem with it, but if you try and get cute and get a really small car, that can be a problem. So at least 3 inches from the back axle to the front axle. All four wheels must touch the ground when loaded with a CO2 cartridge. Now, you're going to make some pretty light cars. I would suggest that you take as much weight as possible out of this, okay? Because you only have so much energy out the back here. And with that comes some balance. So, if you have your front or your back axle so far forward that it goes like this, okay, what's going to happen? You're another safety thing. You're going to start launching it like a rocket. Not a good thing. So, basically, keep the back axle underneath the cartridge, and you'll be fine. It's not going to have enough leverage to pop it up, even if it's like about here. Okay. One eye screw should be located under each axle, plus or minus 1/4 inch. You can see that here. Okay, how you got the axle. Here's the eye screw. It can't be directly underneath the axle, or else you're going to screw into the axle, and you're going to cause a bunch of friction, and it's not going to work right. But it needs to be close. Again, that's a safety thing. It helps with controlling it going down the track. If they're like right here in the middle, then it'll get all squirrely and not do good. Okay? Any car not following any of these rules or specifications will be disqualified from the class tournament. You have to follow them. And if it doesn't follow them, I'm saying we're not going to race it. Okay? They're laid out right here. You just got to follow them. To go along with that, though, any car deemed otherwise unsafe will be disqualified as well. You can't glue a nail onto this thing and say, oh, it's just decoration. No, we're flying these down in class here. You're not going to be able to do that. If it looks like it's too thin and it's going to break on there, I'm not going to let it go. Okay, so I get to be the judge. I'm in charge of everybody's safety. Because again, we're popping a little metal balloon and making a piece of wood go down a track 50 feet away really, really fast. If we follow these rules, we'll have zero problem. Okay, if we're skirting them and we're not doing some of them, it could be a problem, and I can't let that happen. Okay, this should be a really fun project, something that you'll remember for a long time. I know I didn't get a chance to do it in high school, but I did it in middle school, but I did it in high school. I had a blast doing it. And so what are you going to do today with this information? Well, you're going to grab the profiles here, this sheet, okay? And you're going to design the side profile. Basically, we're going to cut this off, and we're going to glue it to the block of wood so you can cut this out. See, it has the axle line. All you got to do is keep your axles on here. You're good to go. It has these darker spots right here. That's where the cartridge is. Remember, the specification says you can't cut into there. Just don't make your design go through there, and you'll be fine. And then the top view, we were talking about, like with the testing square and all that, that you want to make sure that things are symmetrical and even. This is where you look at the top. This is going to be more of a design than it is like cutting out and copying. And you'll see why once we cut out the side view. Okay? So this plan, and you can do it several times, is going to be literally something we cut off and glue to your block. This one is going to be something that you can plan, and I'll show you how to do that on when I get back. Okay? So this is what you got to do today. Go research, investigate a bunch of different cars, start the doc, and then start working on this profile plan. Then Tuesday, I'll start taking a picture, and we'll get it to the doc, and we'll get cutting as soon as possible. Sound good?